What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It's Jason here. Right now, we're going to be talking about a very hot topic that started up over the weekend. To be exact, it started at this past Sunday at the Payback pay per view. And that was when we saw the promo for RVD is coming back to the WWE. That is absolutely huge news for anyone who's ECW fan, RVD fan, or if you're a Heyman guy. Um, News that just came out within the last day or so, as far as details on this. Uh, he is going to be coming back, like the promo says, at Money in the Bank. That's the next pay per view in July. And so you've got to wonder then, okay, what kind of schedule is he going to have when he comes back? Well, apparently he's supposed to have a part-time schedule. I guess he's not doing any house shows, which is a bummer for fans. But he's not the youngest guy on the roster anymore. He's getting up there in age because he's been doing this since what, mid '90s, back when he started with ECW. So yeah, he's doing a part-time schedule. He's only going to be doing uh, TV tapings. It sounds like, and or pay-per-views, which is all right, fine. It's something. It's still exciting. We're going to see him on TV and whatnot. Um, and you also got to wonder what kind of push is he going to have? Is he If they're bringing back a big name like RVD, you got to assume he's not going to be just stuck at mid card level. Well, it's got to be mid to upper card. Um, you're not going to see him in a match with Yoshitatsu or what's another name off the top of my head that you're probably not going to see him in a match with. You're probably not going to see him in a match with. Well, you might see him in a match with Fandango. Fandango is actually getting a pretty decent push right now. Well, with the exception of his concussion now. So he's coming back at Money in the Bank pay per view. You got to assume he's going to be in one of the Money in the Bank matches, either Raw or SmackDown. I I'd have to assume with the people that they have on both rosters. I mean, yeah, they mix it up and they have guys showing up on either show now, but there are some guys that are pretty specific to either show. Um, like Randy Orton's a SmackDown guy, but he'll show up on both. Uh, I'd like to assume that he's going to. I'm going to guess and say he's going to be on the SmackDown roster. Okay, I'm just going to say that right off the bat. Um, could be wrong. He may be on the WWE Championship ladder match at Money in the Bank pay per view. Who knows? Um, so then, depending on which side he's on, SmackDown or Raw, then you got to kind of guess. Okay, if he's in the ladder match, is he going to win it? If he wins it and he's holding the briefcase again, if it's the Raw one, then you got to assume he's going to have, maybe he's going to turn it in against someone like John Cena. There's also talk about Daniel Bryan getting a main event push against John Cena coming up, SummerSlam in another couple months. If they do go through with that, and Daniel Bryan becomes champ. We could see RVD versus Daniel Bryan. Um, if he's SmackDown bound, which it would be a huge name for SmackDown, they need that because they still for a long time now have not been getting close to the views that Raw gets. It's like what, a half to a third of them. So Del Rio's champ over on on SmackDown now. He's got the World Heavyweight Championship, and if Ziggler gets it back, I can't see RVD going up against Del Rio. I just can't see that. I mean, okay, yeah, it'd be okay, uh, but I think fans would much rather see RVD against Dolph Ziggler. But then you also got to think about Dolph Ziggler's uh, going babyface now. It looks like because Rio's gone full heel again. Del Rio's after what he pulled at Payback against Dolph Ziggler and just kicked the snot out of him. I mean, he really did. It was overall the pay per view was great, but as far as matches, that match was almost hard to watch, and because you knew Dolph Ziggler was coming back, and just to come back to lose the title, that was hard to watch. So RVD could go against Del Rio. Um, I'd also like to see him have matches against guys like Justin Gabriel. I think those two could have an awesome match. Is that going to really help RVD? No, but I think that would certainly help Justin Gabriel because he's been stuck at mid card for, well, quite some time now. And he, yeah, I think he deserves a push. I think he's a talented guy. If you look at any of his matches lately, he gets a pretty decent pop from the crowd when he comes out. So, if the reaction is there, give him a shot at something. Uh, obviously, that's not going to be an issue for RVD when he comes back. Uh, he's going to get one hell of a reaction. He's going to get cheered like no one else. Um, hell, he's probably going to get even cheered more than John Cena or CM Punk in Chicago. um, who else could we see RVD against in the future? I think an awesome match would be RVD versus Rollins from the Shield. I think he could have a good match against anyone from the Shield, but I think specifically someone who's a little more fast paced, a little more high flying. Uh, Rollins, definitely Seth Rollins, or a guy who is in NXT right now. He's not been called up to the main roster yet, but he's making a hell of a name for himself down there in developmental. Is Adrian Neville. This guy gets a really good reaction when he comes out to the crowd. Young guy, high flyer, formerly known as Pac in the Independents, and just fun to watch. Seeing him reminds me of what RVD used to be back in the mid to late '90s. When he started out, full of energy. You know, high flying guy off the top rope. Just a blast to watch. I think those two uh, could really work well with each other. So now I want to ask you guys. Who do you think uh, would work well with RVD? Let's hear it in the comments below. And what do you think about RVD's coming back to the WWE? I'm I'm excited about it. I really am. Um, I gotta say, I'm surprised though. That was a shock because TNA let his contract run out, and they kept his picture up on the main roster page of ImpactWrestling.com, which made you think, okay, he's re-signed. They're just taking their time getting him back to TV or whatever. It sounded like he was going to show up there again. Then all of a sudden at Payback, we see the big promo that he's coming back in a month at the next pay-per-view. Well, TNA was pretty quick to pull his picture off the roster page. I noticed that not too long after that. Within the hour, it was gone. So, but nonetheless, yes, I'm very excited. Surprised, but very excited about this. I think he's got a lot left in the tank, so to speak. I think he's got a lot to offer. If you watch Botchamania, they like to dig on RVD, especially his, he misses a few high spots here and there. But overall, I think he's done pretty well over the last few years as far as matches. I'm surprised. Actually, I am surprised that Impact Wrestling didn't re-sign him. I think they could have done a lot more with him. He had a very short world champ run. He was destroyed right after he got it, which I didn't understand at all. I assumed at some point he was going to get it back, but obviously that wasn't to be. They gave him the big, championship flair, the graffiti, and all that pomp and circumstance, and he lost it right after that. So, but nonetheless, he's coming back to the WWE now, and we'll see him in a month or so. So, what do you think about it? I'm excited. Let's hear your opinions about it. All right. That's it for this subject. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.